Gary Vaynerchuk. I have an Ask Gary V question. I'm here in Tasmania at the opening of a brand new cellar door winery and oyster bar. It's a small 3-hectare vineyard, 7 acres. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. If you had a 7-acre vineyard and it didn't have these wonderful views that we have here, how would you sell lots of wine? How would you do things different to all the other vineyards that are out there? Cheers. I love your work. Thank you.
It's nice to see the wine stuff show up on the Ask Gary V show. I really appreciate the question. First of all, I've been to Tasmania, an incredible place, making some of the most interesting sparkling and Pinot Noir based wines that I think are coming out of the world, yet so many Americans don't know it, and it's really sad. Think about how many of you, when you hear Tasmania, thought about the Tasmanian devil cartoon character, and that's all you got, which is really too bad considering how incredible the place is. Look, I think that we've addressed my, it's funny, we made a movie, D-Rock, you crushed it. Let's link it right here because I know you can do that in the YouTube world. The Clouds and the Dirt. And the answer to your question are really clouds and dirt, or as ways that I used to say it to my dad, big and small. The way I would sell a lot of wine would be big and small. Let me explain. You've got a small kind of parcel, you're not making that much wine, and so the small would be hand selling. I'd be flying over to Australia, I would be going into the big cities within New Zealand, I would probably pick 1 or 2 markets in Asia, and I would literally fly in and hustle. Literally knock on doors, walk around with sommeliers and salespeople from the companies that represented my wine, and one by one, restaurant by restaurant, retailer by retailer, sell the product. Taste and sell, the unscalable, the small. Now on the big, and you've heard me give this advice in the past, I would become a media company. Now look, it's very easy for me to say that that's what I would do because I actually did it. In 2006, while doing the small stuff, the tactical email service, the website, building a wine shop, working the floor on a Saturday and selling. If you haven't seen my comeback video, I know, a lot of editing, Stefan. Those are the small things, but the big things were Wine Library TV, right? I decided to make myself the critic. I would, if I were you, for your winery, become the authority of food and wine. Food and wine, I wouldn't go lifestyle and travel, but I would be the authority of food and wine for New Zealand food and wine, the cuisine and the wines. I would actually review and talk about your competitors. With a small parcel, you're not competing with anybody really, because there's a room for everybody at that level. So I would literally turn yourself, and clearly you're a very charismatic and good looking man on video, you just did it, you felt comfortable doing it. I would execute that at scale, literally replicate what I did by putting out content, whether video, which I think you should do based on what I saw, or written form. Become an authority. You need to be a media company, you need to be bigger than you are, brought to you by your wine. So I would go big and small. But by the way, don't get caught up in the glam. While I was showing up on Conan and everybody was courting me for TV shows and everything was great, I was still downstairs hustling, trying to sell 1 more bottle of Pinot Noir. I was still in my office till 11 p.m. answering people on Twitter, answering my email, trying to get a good deal on a Barolo. I was still doing the small. It's not playing in the middle. It's going big with you need to become the authority of New Zealand food and wine and the small. And you have to have the humility to get on a plane, sit in the middle aisle, and go to the Philippines and sell a couple of bottles to some random restaurant. Got it?